Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're going to take a look at another Marvel Legends figure, and it's Nightcrawler. Now, this guy has always been a fan favorite of mine in the X-Men, not only in the X-Men, but also in Excalibur, which I really love that comic too. I found this figure at my local Think Geek here in Greenwood, Indiana at the mall, and I definitely had to pick him up because I've never seen him out in the wild. They had a couple of them. All the paint looked pretty decent on both of them, so it was a pretty easy snag. He comes with a couple extra heads there, which is nice. It's got a sword, which I love, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have a Nightcrawler in the packaging, and I gotta say, he looks pretty cool. And if I didn't give a shout out, I wanted to shout out to Javon, who helped me over at the Think Geek. He did a great job with the figures for me, so that was pretty cool. Now, looking at Nightcrawler here, he's got a sword, he's got a couple extra heads, an alternate hand. He comes with a Wendigo part to build. We got the artwork on the side looking cool, both sides. It's got the little X logo up there. So yeah, kind of a close-up. There he is, all this stuff looking cool. And it's X-Men. And then there's the artwork on the side of the box, looking awesome. Back of the package here, we get some nice comic art of Nightcrawler up there, all the other figures in the line to build the Wendigo. A little tiny write-up right there. I do have to say, I probably am going to end up building this Wendigo since I have so many parts now. I really want to get a Captain Canuck, and I almost picked him up, but I got some Star Wars figures instead. And then I've been looking at Cannonball a couple times. He looks pretty darn cool. Wolverine's kind of meh, but I'll probably get him again just so I can build the figure. And then Boom Boom, I don't really have much of a desire for. She kind of looks like a repaint of Jubilee, but again, I'll probably go ahead and pick her up so that I can build the Build-A-Figure. So, just kind of a close-up. If you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. And then here's the artwork for Nightcrawler. And then all the other figures in the wave. So there's the Wendigo and all the other coolness that is this wave. Definitely digging that. And, well, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get Nightcrawler out of the box and see what we think. So here we have Nightcrawler out of the packaging, and I loves him. He is amazing. Nightcrawler, one of my favorite characters. Of course, I've been compiling my Excalibur group for a while. He was definitely one to get. You know, for the longest time, I think the Toy Biz version was like the end-all be-all for Nightcrawler. While I don't think it quite has that same type of articulation the Toy Biz one does, it comes with a lot of accessories, which I adore. First and foremost, he comes with his Wendigo bath part here, so you get the left arm with him. Just like the other arm, it's got a single jointed elbow here, a twist and spin at the wrist, and then the arm has a hinge joint and then twists as well. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same, just the other side. And then, of course, Nightcrawler comes with his sword that I've got in hand here, his little swashbuckling, piratey type of sword. I can't remember what those are called off the top of my head. Leave a comment down below. Someone knows somewhere. And you don't even have to use the Googles, because you know what I'm talking about. And then he's got 3 different heads, which I love. As many heads as we can get. I love the head. Ow! And then he's got an extra hand, so he's got an extra open hand right here, so he doesn't have to hold the sword, which is very cool. Personally, I like the sword. I think I'm going to keep it on there with him. And then the different heads, we got kind of a standard blue with no smile going on there, and then we got the standard blue with the grrr teeth right there, and then I'm going to throw these to the side. The head that I've got on there is kind of the angry, dark-faced, dark blue one, which I remember seeing a lot in the Excalibur comics. And I want to say he was an X-Factor. Maybe not. I know Beast was, but wasn't Nightcrawler an X-Factor at one point? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong down in the towel section. All right, so that being said, articulation on this figure. Head moves back and forth, goes down not very much, but does go up quite a bit, which is nice. He does have an ab crunch that goes down really, really far. And then it also goes back really, really far, which is very, very cool. Arms do move up and down, swing around. They do have the butterfly hinge joint that the Spider-Man body mold has, which I'm presuming this is what this is. He's got the double jointed elbow right there, which is a little difficult to move around. His wrist is on a spin and a hinge right there. Waist does swivel. Legs kick back about, whoop, come on, focus, that far. They kick all the way forward, kick out really far, which is nice. His tail does spin around. His little booty, which is nice. I like how it doesn't unplug. I'm kind of shocked that it doesn't. I would have liked a little bit more articulation in the tail, but it works for what it is. There is a spin at the upper leg right there. He does have a double jointed knee right there, which is very nice. There is no spin or movement at the upper boot. His legs, his little weird toes, are on a hinge joint, and he's got that crazy ankle rocker pivot we love! With this being his widest possible stance, with both feet still flat on the floor. Not bad for only having 2 toesies. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, here we have Nightcrawler with the kind of darker blue, angry face. Absolutely love it. Love the shoulders, love the vest, the black outfit. Paint looks on point. Again, when I see this face sculpt, I think of Excalibur. I can't remember exactly what they call this one. All the light blue brush on the hair looks good. I like how it's two-toned. Again, sculpt on the back looks really good. The vest, they've got molded very, very well. I mean, he looks like the little blue elf from the X-Men, and I am definitely digging that. And then taking a look at the second head sculpt, here we have the lighter blue face with kind of the teeth showing. Love the yellow and the paint. The blue looks good. This is probably my second favorite head sculpt of the 3. It kind of looks more like most of the comics I remember. Again, it's got the light blue dry brush on the hair, giving him kind of a two-tone look. Very nice, very cool, sits on the neck well. This one's a little difficult to get on and off the ball joint, but that's probably because I haven't really swapped the heads on these too terribly much. But definitely cool, like the blue. If I didn't have him with the kind of dark blue face, this is probably the alternate one I would choose. And then finally, take a look at the third head. It's the standard blue straight mouth. Again, well sculpted. It looks like the character. It's still got the light blue highlights in the hair, but I don't know. This one's a little bit bland to me. I think it's the weakest of the 3, and it's just because he's just kind of sitting there, I guess. Everything else, like I said, looks good. The sculpt's nice. I want to say, looking at it, looking at the actual figures, the hair is pretty much the same, I think, on all of them. It's just the different face sculpts, and that works, I guess. Again, it's not a bad head sculpt, but of the 3, I think it's the weakest one. Now, taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, sculpted well. Love the hands, love the 3 fingers, love the sword. I think they did a good job with that. I don't know if it's a repurposed sword or not, probably. Paint, the costume looks right, very circus acrobatic. The red and the white on the gloves looks good. The tail, how it comes out of his little Nightcrawler booty, I think that looks pretty decent. It's kind of hard to do a tail like that, but it looks pretty good. And I like how it doesn't pop out of the figure, and it has articulation where it can spin, and it doesn't hamper any of the other articulation. I think that's really important, and I think they just did a really good job with it. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, again, love the sculpt on the feet. The fact he's got the 2 toes and then the kind of weird, back part of the foot Love the tail. The little devil's tail looks really, really nice. They sculpted that really well. The fact how nice it stands on these weird, goofy feet. Again, well designed, well balanced. You can get it into a lot of different poses, and that's all you can ask for. For comparison, here we have Nightcrawler with the black suit Spider-Man, and I'm pretty sure they're the same body molds. We just have the extra vest parts on Nightcrawler, and of course different hands and feet, but they really pretty much look like the same body everywhere else. And that's okay. Don't body shame him just because he's blue and has a tail and only 3 fingers and 2 toes. Okay, he's pretty fucking weird. So is Nightcrawler a figure that you want in your X-Men collection? Abso-effing-lutely yes. Yes, you do. Nightcrawler is one of the coolest characters that came out of the 80s and 90s, and I want to say he came out in the late 70s, actually. This interpretation really reminds me of the 90s version that we got with Jim Lee, and more so with Excalibur for me, which I really, really do dig. I always thought he was a fun additive to that line, and when I see him with the sword, I really think of him from the Excalibur comics. Absolutely love it. Love the additional heads, love the sculpt, love the bodywork, love the fact he comes with the sword. If I could add anything, it would be a Bamf effect that you put around the body, and man, that's about it. I would have probably given the Build-A-Figure part to somebody else and given him the Bamf effects. That would have been cool. Other than that, I mean, I can't really complain about this figure at all. I'm absolutely in love with it. I've never had the Toy Biz version, but this is definitely damn cool. I think visually this looks better. The Toy Biz one may be better on the posability. I don't know. I guess I'll have to get one and compare them. But for right now, I'm in loves with him. So there he is, Nightcrawler from Marvel Legends.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.